Well, there's only one thing that John Denver's Country Roads playing in the Xfield Taverns means, and that means that Christian Merino is making the walk to the cage. The BJJ brown belt and credentialed wrestler, of course originally born in Fairfax, Virginia, walking out with a beautiful tribute to his home state. And I tell you what, there's a handful of songs in any room that really get things moving, and this is certainly one of them. So as we see now Christian Merino at the prep point, aside from the walkout song choice, this man's got a lot to offer in the cage.
Oh, he certainly does, mate. He certainly does. He had a very, very dominant performance up against Nick Smith. Although it was the decision, it was a pretty simple one from that point. He had a very, very tough fight against Bruno Playfair, but he's also had another win against Austin Rogers. So this is the fourth time of him stepping into the cage. And this is a #1 contender bout. So the one who wins this goes to the title, baby.
And here we have his opponent, none other than Trevor Roadkill Sinclair. And I tell you what, this man is violence personified. 3 wins, 3-0 in his amateur debut, in his amateur career, and most importantly, 3 finishes by knockout.
Mate, I know firsthand. I was unfortunately on the end of one of them, and I can guarantee you this: he hits with intent. There is nothing that he does that is half-assed. So what I love about this is we've got boxing and Muay Thai with Trevor the Roadkill Sinclair coming up against Christian, who has a wrestling and a BJJ style. So it's really going to be clearly who affects their game plan best. They both know each other. They know what they're going to do. It comes down to the strategy now. XFC, baby, at the Mansfield.
So ladies and gentlemen, fight number 10 this evening is a #1 contenders bout in the XFC Amateur Lightweight Division, which will be contested over 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 70.1 kilos and trains out of Gamebred Academy, holding an amateur MMA record of 2 wins for 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Christian Merino. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 70.1 kilos and trains out of Integrated MMA, holding an undefeated amateur record of 3 wins for 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Trevor Roadkill Sinclair.
And here we have Christian Merino out of Gamebred Academy fighting out of Jason Lonergan with Trevor Roadkill Sinclair fighting out of Integrated MMA under Adrian Pang. I'm excited for this one.
Oh my goodness, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the #1 contender bout in the XFC amateur lightweight ranks. And I think it's no secret, a lot of people had this one circled on the fight card coming in here this evening, and for good reason. A very interesting clash of styles, the violent striking of Roadkill against the pressure-heavy wrestling of Christian Merino. And look at this balance shown from Roadkill here. And a nice little trip there from Christian to ground Trevor early in round 1.
Yeah, certainly. They started out slow, just feeling each other out, but they both know each other's game plan, as I called out before. So boxing and Muay Thai for Trevor. Trevor doesn't stay on the ground very long. It doesn't matter how good of a takedown you get. Even here, he's doing all the right things, trained under Adrian. He knows what to do from here. He's pushing the head down, trying to break down the pressure of Merino. Merino says, no, thank you. You're going for a ride. But still great to see Trevor jump back up, doing the right things. Once again, he's hard to get down. But these guys there is a reason they are here.
So it looks like we've seen a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction there from Roadkill, but quick work there from Thomas Churchill as he readjusts the pants of Trevor Sinclair. And interestingly enough, I did get the chance to speak to Trevor prior to his last fight, and he said he was really looking forward to getting tested in the grappling departments in his upcoming fights. Showed some pretty impressive takedown defense against Michael Lubanski to get the win in his last fight on XFC 42 back in August. And, well, now he's kind of gone the next step up when it comes to grapplers, the BJJ brown belt and wrestling coach at Gamebred Academy, Christian Merino.
That's correct, mate. And what's really good here, he has a sneaky little look up at the referee to see what's going on.
And Thomas Churchill separates the two, so back into open space now we go as we see Trevor flicking one up stairs, but Christian Merino getting out of the way. Nice low kick return from Christian as well.
Look to him to do that later on. Wrestlers have a thing about standing a bit square on, so they do happen to leave that front center plane open.
Tidy little left hook lands there from Christian Merino. Trevor Sinclair looks like he didn't like it. So we do have our XFC promoter, Wombat Jones, looking on intently here. He knows the man that gets their hand raised here in this fight will be the next person to contend for the XFC lightweight title.
What you can see here is that Trevor is actually sitting down into his strikes. That there is so he gets his power.
So interesting decision there from Trevor Sinclair to initiate some grappling, but here we go in the tie clinch. Difficult to try and get too much off against the cage in this position as the hips are stuffed, but here we go now.
Nice knee, that was right in the breadbasket.
So a little more open space here. Let's see. Trevor goes for the low kick, checked this time from Christian Merino.
So one of the things that makes Trevor hard to take down is you can see he kind of sits down in his stance. So you can see that Merino is waiting for him to throw the kick. He's willing to take it. What we need to see here is if Trevor is going to fake and go high later on in the rounds. Because he's thrown a lot of late kicks so far.
So Trevor Sinclair and Christian Merino both look fresh as daisies right now. Both these men really do pride themselves on their conditioning. And as we see, two of the premier teams in Australian MMA going to work. Of course, Gamebred Academy, Victor Lyle and Jason Lonigan barking the instructions in the corner of Christian Merino. And it looks like we got Adrian Pang in the team from Integrated MMA. Looks like Isaac Hardman actually in there, so great to see Isaac, of course, the former XFC professional lightweight champion. Isaac, of course, left MMA at 8-0, and he's now kicking some serious goals in the world of professional boxing. I believe he's 5-0 with 5 KOs.
Yes, mate, yes. He certainly knows how to put a radar on someone's head and hit it. But yeah, I'm really loving the style matchup here. They know each other. They know what they're going to get. Let's see what the corners have seen that they've passed on to their fighters so they can put them in the second round.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I thought we'd see a little bit more urgency to initiate the grappling exchanges from Christian Merino, but he did spend a fair bit of time at range in that round and was happy to stand and trade with Trevor Sinclair.
Yeah, that's correct, mate. He has got kickboxing as well, so he's probably done a bit more kickboxing and is more comfortable. Ooh. But Trevor's a different animal when it comes to strikes. Those two kicks, nice overhand right there as well.
Yes, so Trevor Sinclair, a real fan-friendly kind of style of fighting. He is just violent in everything he throws. Nice right hand sticks there.
And what you saw, looked over to his corner at Adrian. Adrian saw something. He's paying attention now, but he's intent here.
So nice right hand knee to the body, but look at this. Christian Merino straight in on the double leg. It looks like the hands are almost clasped.
Their fingertips are there, but you can see that Trevor's doing a great job lacing his hand into the thigh. It's stopping Merino being able to lift up, and Merino's trying to twist out overwards as a result.
So nice work here from Trevor Sinclair to try and keep things on the feet. Christian Merino edging closer to a takedown, and it looks like he's got one. Let's see how Trevor Sinclair goes getting back to his feet. Nice work stuffing the head, but beautiful stuff there from Christian Merino. As you see, he controls the posting arm here of Trevor Sinclair, and he's trying to feed it around the back here and get that Dagestani handcuff that we mentioned earlier in the night.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a feature for tonight, but what you can see is that Trevor has a butterfly hook in. Not sure if you can see it from the commentary, but on the outside of the cage, he's got a butterfly hook in, and that's stopping Merino from walking up and getting into mount.
And one thing that's also worth noting about Christian Merino He is not only a jiu-jitsu brown belt, but he is very active in the competition scene in jiu-jitsu, and you'll often see him taking home 4 gold medals. And what I mean by that is gold medals in both the gi and no-gi categories in both his weight class and also in open weight. So he's very active on the grappling scene, and even compared to his fellow brown belts, he is very, very talented when things hit the mat.
Yep, and right now Trevor's utilising the cage to try and see if he can walk up. Due to the fact that that Merino has his hands clasped, he hasn't locked the legs down. Therefore, Trevor's just waiting for the right time to utilise the cage to walk up. And Trevor's looking at the ref going, nothing's really happening, ref.
So Trevor Sinclair looking at Thomas Churchill there, keeping him honest.
And that's the experience of Trevor. These guys have been in the cage now. This is 3 apiece. This is the 4th one now, and there's a reason it's a number 1 title contender fight. So nice head pressure from Merino.
So 20 seconds to go, and this fight is going to be interesting if it hits the scorecards, because this round is going to be difficult to score. It comes back to sort of what we were talking about in one of the earlier fights here, Craig, whether you prefer the damage or the control. No doubt Trevor Sinclair landed the biggest strikes, but we've seen a fair bit of control time now racked up for Christian Merino. So very close fight. Once again, some great matchmaking on display from Brian Ebersol, the XFC matchmaker.
I reckon he's nailed it. He's putting people very, very similar with like a +1. But in this one here, such a style class matchup. Both experienced. These guys are making the judges' life hard, but making it easy for us to commentate.
So the two teams going to work now, and like we mentioned earlier, Craig, no real surprises as far as game plans are concerned. We pretty much could have told you exactly what these two were looking to do before they entered the cage tonight, and we've seen that clash of styles continue, and very clear where each fighter holds their advantages. And, well, speaking of advantages, I tell you what, it's going to be very interesting to see how this 3rd and final round plays out. Both men pride themselves on their cardio, like I mentioned in the previous in the previous round. And neither of them look like they're in any way going to slow down here in the 3rd and final.
Round number 3, baby. I'm looking forward to this. Let's go. Nice little hand touch, bit of respect. And they're going to feel out their positions again.
So nice low kick there from Christian Merino, and some big shots returned, though, from Trevor Sinclair, trying to get that hook around the guard of Christian.
And you see what Trevor's doing here. He's getting the jab cross, and then if it's open, he's throwing the hook. But he does lead with the left hook as well. So, mate, how good is this? I agree. I'm surprised that Merino is keeping his distance from Trevor.
So Trevor once again looking for that knee to the body. It's got him in trouble last time. We did see a little bit of showmanship there on display from Trevor Sinclair. Big shots landed, and wow. Trevor Sinclair just as violent as always on the feet. He truly is violence personified when it comes to the striking department. But Christian Merino doing really well defensively here and landing a couple nice shots of his own here in this exchange.
Yeah. And one thing that Trevor does really well, I've watched a lot of footage on him, is when he gets that tie clinch on, he can throw multiple knees. Oscar Lang certainly learnt that one. But, mate, he certainly knows how to cause pain, doesn't he?
Yes, he certainly does. We
Beautiful
see the uppercut
tight
there.
upper hook there.
So the up hook on the break lands clean for Christian Merino. Trevor Sinclair doesn't look too phased.
And a nice variance of strikes, going legs, going to the body, head, upper. So the hands are flying, but so are the legs.
So a minute and a half remaining here. Will we see Christian Merino try and initiate another clinch as we see a good combo landing there from Trevor?
This fight is here to be won for either of them. It comes down to who wants it more now.
So beautiful slip of the right hand to the outside low kick from Merino. Sinclair now in that patented
look for the knees.
clinch.
Look for the knees if they clinch again.
So as we approach the final minute of this one, Craig, like you mentioned, it's really up in the air.
Trevor's getting confident with his striking now.
Beautiful straight right to the body once again. Looking for the lead uppercut now, so really mixing up the angles.
And you can see that Merino's starting to look down, therefore he's looking for the takedown. He's certainly got a bit of a tell there in terms of the eyes come down to the waist when he does his takedown. So,
and right on cue there, Craig, as we see Christian shoot. You're not on a single leg at the moment. Trevor doing a good job defensively here. Let's see if Christian can try and get another takedown. There's 25 seconds left. This round was probably not going his way before this. And some creative hammer fists there from Trevor Sinclair. He just loves punching people, this guy.
And I wonder if the takedown's enough to make a difference in this fight. We're coming right down to the last 10 seconds. Let's see what happens.
So incredible fight turned in here for our number one contenders bout. The violent striking of Trevor Sinclair on display and the slick grappling of Christian Merino also treating our fans here at XFC. Tell you what, I am far from confident about picking a winner in that one. So we will go to the judges' scorecards and find out shortly who's going to be the next fighter to step in there and compete for the XFC Amateur Lightweight title, Craig.
That's correct, mate. I can't pick it. I'm glad I'm not a judge. How good was that? Beautiful wrestling, excellent striking. Let's see how the refs saw that fight.
So ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge 1 scores the contest 29-28 to the blue corner. Judge 2 scores the contest 29-28 to the red corner. And Judge 3 scores the contest 29-28 for your winner by split decision in the red corner, Trevor Sinclair! All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with our winner and still undefeated, now moving to 4-0 inside the XFC cage. And what a performance here from Trevor Sinclair, of course. Going to the judges for the first time in your career, give me your thoughts on, I guess, how confident you were when I was reading those scorecards.
Yeah, no, I'm not happy, mate. I like to finish it. I don't like the judges, no offence to them, but they're not my mates.
Well, I can speak for them. Most of them are all right, but we certainly do appreciate all the finishes you've given us up to this point. Of course, coming into this fight tonight, it was made abundantly clear by our promoter, Wombat Jones, that this was going to be a #1 contenders fight. So he has assured us that your next fight inside this cage will be for XFC Gold. Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so it should be. My pants keep falling down. I need a belt.
Well, I can't wait to see you do it all again. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, still undefeated, Trevor Roadkill Sinclair.